When you think of fatherhood, what's the one word you think about when you think about fatherhood? If you had to summarize fatherhood, what one word would you use?
Responsibility.
And why? Why the word responsibility?
Because this life now belongs to you. I mean, not belongs to you, but you're responsible for it. You know what I mean? So every decision you make, you need to take into account your child and how they're going to be affected. So that's why responsibility is paramount to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about me anymore. It's about that life and about how it's affecting them. So I think it will be responsibility.
What's the greatest aspect of fatherhood for you? The thing that you just enjoy the most about being a father?
You know what? Me being a father of multiple children, 3 sons to be exact, watching them interact and watching the parts of them that are parts of me and their mom, and being able to see that through them is the biggest thing. Dude, we took a trip to North Carolina recently, and all the boys went. And it's rare, you know, for us all to be in the same room, but that's just how the accommodations were. So we actually got to be all in the same room, and it was, I said, it was cramped. I told my wife, I said, man, I had a blast just watching these goofy dudes, you know what I mean, go back and forth. And you could just see us and them, and I'm like, man, like, you get to live it all over again. So that's the best part for me, for sure. It's just seeing, you know what I mean, seeing us and them, and knowing that, you know what I mean, we're leaving a legacy, like, we still gonna be here, you know?
I love it. And they're similar to you and your wife in like their mannerisms and
for sure. My oldest is just like my wife, you know what I mean? And she couldn't say it. I said, that's why y'all bump heads, y'all act just alike. The middle son is just like me, and that's why we kind of, you know what I mean, we bump heads. But you know what I mean, I said, dude, I said the youngest is a mixture of both of us. I said, because he got to watch everybody, you know what I mean? I said, he's the only youngest child or baby child that never wanted to be the baby. Like, he don't be told nothing from nobody. I said, this dude's brilliant. Like, never had a B in school. Like, it's been a straight A student forever. I said, dude, I'm saving tuition and bail money all at the same time. Because he's brilliant, but no nonsense at all.
What do you find to be the most challenging part about being a father?
The most challenging thing for me has been being able to let our kids make mistakes without stepping in too fast, like, you know, letting them get that lesson and being there to support versus don't do that because this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I realized that, man, you can't stop everything. You just have to be there to support when things don't go the way you would like them to go, or, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's been the biggest challenge.
But a part of you just wants to stop everything because it goes back to the protecting part.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Protect them. It's like I can't stop them from getting all the bruises. Yeah, they're not gonna grow.
Yeah, so that coupled with they all have different personalities. You can't parent them all the same way. You know what I mean? Like, I could talk to the oldest, you know what I mean, and he'll get it. You know what I mean? The middle one, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. Like, he may need to do it to see it on his own. Like, oh, he had to bump his head. You know what I mean? So they're all different. So I'm like, that's been a challenge, but dude, I live for it, man. I tell people all the time, man, my kids saved my life. Like, I'm not joking at all, like, for real.
How did your kids save your life?
Not saying I was super wild,
yeah,
but just having that responsibility. I guess a little backstory. My dad passed when I was 2, right? And my mom did find a husband. She remarried, and so I did have a man to raise me. But I'm not gonna say it's not the same, but you just always imagine like what it would have been like, you know what I mean, if my dad, it would have, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, dude. Oh man.
When it's all said and done, how do you hope to be remembered by your sons?
As honest, first and foremost, you know what I mean? That's something I tell them all the time. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to be your friend. You know what I mean? I'm here to prepare you. I'm cool naturally, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So we're gonna have some good times, but I want you to be a man. I want you to step up to step up to the plate, be responsible. I want you to be a great dad. You know what I mean? Like, even though my dad passed when I was 2, I've been around great men. We've seen it done well. We've seen it done at the highest level, and what that responsibility looks like, what that takes as a man, as a father, and that's how I'm gonna remember. Like, he did it the right way. Like, he was there for us when we need. You know what I mean? He knew how to have fun with us, but he also knew how to give us the, you know what I mean, the lessons, the game, whatever you want to call it, the things that's going to prepare us. Because, you know, dude, we're black men. We're not going to have the same experience as everybody else. There's going to be certain challenges that are unique to us, and we need to be prepared for those. So don't be surprised when you see them, dude. I had a lot of older men that pulled me to the side. Look here, you're going to see this. Don't be surprised when you see it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying this right, but you need to know how to navigate through it so you're not blindsided. So that's, you know what I mean, what I try and give my kids. Like, look, man, this is our life. You know what I mean? We want the best experience, but there's gonna be certain challenges along the way. Be prepared for them. Have a great time, enjoy life. You know what I mean? If you're lucky enough, you can be in a position to be a parent one day and do it the right way. You know what I mean? And I think they get it, like, as they get older. You know what I mean? I'm 43 now. We have a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 16-year-old. And I see them all coming in, you know, growing into young men. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? No, we wasn't perfect. And you know what I mean? He certainly had some bumps along the way. But I'm proud of the men that, you know what I mean, they're growing into. They're real no nonsense, you know what I mean? They know how to be goofy, have fun together. But they're not followers. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not easily influenced. They march to the beat of their own drum, and they're cool, you know what I mean? And I see people gravitate to them for being who they are. So I'm like, that lets me know that me and my wife are, you know what I mean, are doing a good job as parents, you know, making them comfortable in their own skin to be who they are.